Hey everyone, in this episode of Travel Odysseys, we are going to ride the Kilimanjaro Safaris at Animal Kingdom in Walt Disney World. But before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, give this video a huge thumbs up, and in the comments section below, put in the hashtag Travel Odysseys. Also, remember to tell us about your favorite animal. Your support is greatly appreciated.
As we say here, Harambe, let's go.
I will be your guide to Kilimanjaro Safaris this morning. For your safety, friends, please remain seated at all times on the safari. That includes any little ones that might be sitting on your lap. Please have your children find a single adult's lap to sit flat on their bottom on the entire safari, and not the animals. Try not to call out to them or make any loud noises that could potentially disturb them. This is their home after all. They are just visiting. I will point out all of the animals I see for you. A lot of the animals that live here on the Harambe Wildlife Preserve are endangered. Endangered means that their numbers are so low, they are close to extinction. So we do hope that visitors like you guys will help us protect these endangered species, no matter where you live. On the right, that's called an okapi. The okapi is the only living relative of the giraffe. And I can tell she is a female okapi because she has no ossicones on her head. Ossicones are similar to horns, but they look like little broccoli stumps. The okapi relies heavily on trees and shrubs for camouflage, protection, food, and breeding ground. Naturally, less trees means less okapi. They are an endangered species. She has those stripes on her legs to help her blend in with her surroundings. It kind of simulates the sunlight filtering through the trees. At the top of the hill, coming up on the right, there are some light brown antelope. These are the greater Kudu. I can tell that they're female since they do not have any horns. The greater Kudu are the tallest of all the forest antelope. The males can grow about 6 feet tall. And on the left there is a black rhinoceros. I think that's a female way up there. Today, all 5 species of rhinoceros are critically endangered due to illegal poaching of their horns. The black rhinos are a little more solitary than other species, but a group of rhinos is called a crash. On the right, these rust-colored antelope, they're kind of hard to see hiding in the bushes. These are the bongos. Bongos on the right. We sometimes call the bongos the ghost of the forest because they are so very shy. Their spiral horns even allow them to move through the trees very, very quietly. And just like the okapi, the loss of the trees has created a loss of bongos. They are also endangered. But you guys can help a lot of these animals just by protecting their habitat and using a little bit less paper. For example, maybe the next time you go to get a cup of coffee, you could use a reusable coffee cup instead of a paper cup. Coming up on our right in the water, there are some Nile Hippopotamus. I think that they're both males. They can grow up to 5,500 pounds. The hippopotamus spend most of their time in the water. They can hold their breath for 8 minutes. Looks like there's some females here on our left. Hippos are herbivores. They only feed on plants. And that's how they get the name hippopotamus. In Greek, that means the horse that runs in the river. Those little bubbles that you guys see are actually the hippos breathing. Those white birds are the pink-backed pelicans. A group of pelicans is called a pod. And that weird dance the pelicans are doing, that's because it's nesting season. That's a courtship behavior. A group of hippos is called a bloat. Although hippos are cute, they're also the most dangerous animals on the planet. They kill more humans than any other species worldwide. But that's just because they like their personal space. So like all animals, as long as you don't get into their space, they won't get into yours. Coming up on the left is one of my personal favorites, the Nile Crocodile. Beautiful, aren't they? I couldn't tell you which ones were male or female, though. The only way to tell is by DNA sample. Fully grown crocodile usually only need to feed about once a month. A group of crocodile on land is called a basque, and when they group together in the water, we call it a float. They're also very good mothers. Crocodile mothers actually hold their eggs inside their mouth to protect them, and then roll them with their tongue to help them hatch. After the babies hatch, they will remain in mom's mouth when she's moving from place to place. We're about to head out into the savanna. Sometimes we see some animals in the distance from the top of this hill. But Hakuna Matata friends, no worries, I will point them out as we get a little bit closer. But Simba is fictional. But Simba means lion in Swahili, so we might see a Simba later on if we're lucky. Or unlucky, depending on your point of view. And these are the Masai Giraffe on our right, very recognizable animals. This baby giraffe coming up on our left, the one who just crossed the road, she's actually the youngest animal who lives here on the reserve. She was born in April. And that's Mom she's standing next to. Now, even though she looks small compared to her mother, baby giraffe when they're first born are about 6 or 7 feet tall, so even at this age, she's probably taller than most people on this truck. It looks like this other baby's gonna cross the road as well. Or maybe not. She's pretty close to the truck on the right, so I'm gonna take it poly-poly. That means slowly. On our left, sleeping in the cave, is my other favorite animal, the African wild dogs. Also sometimes called painted dogs or painted wolves. African wild dogs live together in a pack led by an alpha male and female, and they are the top predators on the savanna. They have a higher hunting rate than both lions and cheetahs. Although despite their skills, these African wild dogs are very critically endangered. There are only 6,000 left worldwide. On the right, that itty bitty teeny tiny antelope, that is a fully grown springbuck.
It's fully grown.
That's as big as they get. The word springbuck means springing buck in Afrikaans. And even though they're small, don't count them out. They are the fastest species of antelope in the world. These itty bitty little springbuck can run at 60 miles an hour. I like to call them s'mores on legs. Little toasted marshmallows. They're so cute. Oh, it looks like there's an African elephant on the right. Hello, handsome. African elephants are the largest land mammals on the planet. They can grow up to 13,000 pounds. She's about 2.5. You can see she's just barely growing in her tiny baby tusks. A group of elephants is called a memory. Now, you might notice he does have some dirt on his back. Elephants will throw dirt and mud on their backs to act as a natural bug repellent and sunscreen. It helps protect their skin. They are not only one of the strongest and largest animals, but one of the smartest. Although despite their size, strength, and smarts, even the elephants are endangered. About 96 of them are illegally poached every day for their ivory tusks. But that's not their only threat. Elephants, gorillas, giraffe, and other African species are threatened by the creation of cell phones, tablets, laptops, and other electronics, because a lot of that stuff is made with a mineral called coltan found in their territory. And mining practices sometimes are a little irresponsible and will mine that coltan by destroying their habitats. Now, you guys can help out the elephants and other animals by recycling your electronic devices and reducing the need to mine that coltan. Most electronic stores will recycle those things for you free of charge. I can tell I do have some mothers on board. And in reference to that cute little baby elephant we saw over there, I use the term little here loosely, by the way. She's almost 2,000 pounds. Just be glad that you are not an elephant, because they have the longest pregnancy of any animal on the planet. Elephant mothers carry their young for 22 months at a time. That's more than double humans, almost 2 years. On our left, it looks like there are some greater flamingo, also known as the African flamingo. They are the largest and the least pink of all flamingos in the entire world. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Pretty accurate. The flamingos usually stand on one leg to help with their circulation and conserve their body heat. Rhinos or elephants are both part of a group known as the pachyderms. That means thick-skinned in Latin. In fact, elephant skin is 6 inches thick. That's why back in the days of the Roman Empire, they were used for military purposes, because spears could not pierce that thick skin. Oh, looks like there are some white rhinoceros on our right. I think that they're both females, or all 3 are females. Just like their cousins, the black rhinos, these white rhinos are also critically endangered due to illegal poaching of their horns. I did mention before, some cultures in Asia seem to believe their rhino horns are used for medicine, but they're made of the same stuff as your fingernails, completely pointless to humans. The white rhinos, as you guys can see, are a little bit more social than their cousins, usually more likely to engage in a crash, a group of rhinos. They may look large, each of those rhinos weighs about 5,000 pounds, but they are fast as well. They can charge at speeds up to 35 miles an hour. And coming up on our left is the king of the jungle, the African lion. Lions are the only pack hunters of the big cat family. They live in a group called a pride, and they're usually more active at night. They are cats after all. It's actually the females, the lionesses, who do the hunting, while the males will stay behind to raise the cubs. So sort of like the crocodiles are the super moms, the lions are the super dads. Even though they are the king of the jungle, even the lions are endangered. Like I said, they're running out of a lot of their territory and running out of a lot of prey. There are less than 20,000 lions left in their natural environment. But the Disney Conservation Fund has partnered with the Lion Recovery Fund and the Cincinnati Zoo, and we're hoping to double that population in the next 30 years. But they are the largest cat in Africa, so that could be why. Not the largest cat in the world. That title is taken by their cousins, the tigers, in Asia. Now, has anyone on my truck seen the new Lion King film that just came out? Not yet. That male lion you guys just saw, did he look familiar? That's because he is the model that the animators used to animate Simba in the new film. So he's kind of a movie star. So even though his name is not Simba, you guys just saw the real-life version of Simba. We are just about to exit the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. For all you wilderness explorers, the name of my truck is the Simba 1. And this last animal we get to meet on our left, this is a Scimitar-horned Oryx, and he's very special. The Scimitar-horned Oryx were extinct in the wild for many years due to loss of habitat. But after governments in northern Africa protected their habitat and reintroduced them to the wild, their numbers have increased. And the very, very first baby Scimitar-horned Oryx was born in the wild 2 years ago. And we are just about to exit the reserve. I hope that these animals have inspired you guys to help them out no matter where you live. And hopefully the small actions you take can inspire someone else to take those steps in the right direction. We don't need a couple people to do conservation perfectly. We just need everyone to pitch in a small amount. If you enjoyed your safari, my name is JM. I'm from Whitefish, Montana. But if not, my name is Chris from Orlando. And if you guys would like to help us protect the pride and donate to the Lion Recovery Fund, you're welcome to donate at any merchandise location here at the park at the register. No matter what amount you donate, you will receive a complimentary button. So you could get a souvenir for only a nickel. Our village here in Africa is called Harambe because in Swahili that means to come together. So,
I was like, why is it called Harambe?
yep, it's a Swahili name. And for that reason, I'll teach you guys one more word in Swahili. We don't like to say goodbye. We prefer to say kwaherini. Kwaherini means go well.
Thank you for watching this episode of Travel Odysseys. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, give this video a huge thumbs up, and in the comments section below, put in the hashtag Travel Odysseys. Also, tell us about your favorite animal. Your support is greatly appreciated. And always remember, life is sweet for the bold, so adventure with us on Travel Odysseys.